Millions around the world run on a regular basis. And there are a lot of reasons why people run. It's beneficial for health, so we know that it increases health and longevity, and it's really easy to implement into a person's regular life. So it's not expensive, it doesn't require a gym membership or a lot of equipment, and it's pretty much skill-free, right? Like anybody can go out and run as long as they're healthy enough to do so. So with these increased benefits in health and longevity, along with what we already know about it being easy to do, we know that running is something that a lot of people really like to participate in. However, we also know that running puts a lot of forces on the lower extremity, and we know that a lot of runners are injured at really high rates. In fact, these rates range from a conservative 19% all the way up to a whopping 92%, depending on the research study you're looking at. A safe estimate is probably around 50%, meaning that 1 in every 2 runners will be injured at some point in their running career. And there's a lot of factors that go into why this range is so wide. How we classify injuries, how runners perceive injuries, and even how we recruit our runners that we interview. And so the piece that I'm really interested in with my research is the perception of injury. So I want to know how we perceive injury, if that affects how we move. And so we all know those people on either side of the spectrum. We have that friend who stubs their toe and is debilitated for 2 days. And then we also have that friend who runs through a stress fracture and just keeps running as long as it doesn't affect their PR. So what I'm looking at are 3 major pieces to try and investigate this physiological, psychological, and biomechanical link between the 3. So what I'm going to do is utilize a survey piece where I'm going to interview runners and I'm going to ask them about their running habits, ask them about their injury status, and ask them how it affected their running. And then I'm going to bring those runners in for a biomechanical analysis. We're going to use 3D motion capture, and we're going to see if they move differently based on the groups that they identify with. And then we're also going to bring them in for a physiological measurement where we're going to analyze inflammatory biomarkers to determine if the body is responding in an injured state. So we're going to be able to take these 3 pieces, the perception of injury, how people move, and how their body is responding to that injury, to see if there's some sort of a link between how we think and how we move. And so with this research, I'd hope that with the millions of people who run and the millions of people who are injured on a regular basis, that we can start to connect this link between perception and reality when it comes to running injuries, which will hopefully help us when it comes to intervention strategies, treatment strategies, and prevention strategies for running injuries. Thank you.